people ask that all the time. You know, hey, Ned, what's the right brand for this and that tent, shoe, whatever? And I will always dodge that and talk to you about the design of the item, because the design, what's built into it, is what is going to help you most in a functional, practical, and realistic way. I'm always going to go back to those three criteria, because it has to be of an easy enough design that it's practical and easy to use. It has to fit its purpose. It has to be functional enough that it's like, why the hell did I bring this? I can only use it for one thing, you know? And it has to be realistic. It has to work for what you're looking at. Okay, so after having a wilderness school for 40 years, I've had a lot of sponsors. I've probably had 25, maybe over the span. And I've had, you know, the big guys, Sierra Designs, North Face, Mountain Hardware, I've had a lot of the big names, as well as the little cottage industries too. And you know, it's very hard to get sponsors these days, but they all want to have product identification and recognition. They all want to be tested. And in the process, I got hooked up with Catula. People approach me, and if I don't like the design, I'm not going to test it. I don't need somebody's newest whiz bang mousetrap and find out that it's going to fail for me out there. I know what it takes. So I've had plenty of 12 pointers over the years. In 1974, we didn't have 10 pointers, I don't think. And we had little instep crampons, which were a joke. We didn't have micro spikes or some of these other chain designs. We had 12-point climbing crampons. And so you just had to be really careful that you don't stab your leg or rip your pants. And most of the time, somewhere along the line, you're going to rip your pants. So I've liked the design of the Catula. Catula makes a really good product. I beat the snot out of them because I always have them with me. I prefer the KTS because they mount onto my leather traditional hiking boot, which is uninsulated to a degree, but I always have it in the Sierra for May and June, because I'm in there on the PCT between Cottonwood Pass and Kearsarge Pass for 8 weeks, teaching you guys, or have been, in hiking boots with nice hard Vibram soles with deep lugs. Half the time I don't have to put the crampons on because the lugs are so deep and the rubber is so hard that all I got to do is stomp my feet into the snow, into the crusty, icy snow, and I've got a good grip. That grip first begins with the pattern and the strength and depth of your sole itself. If you've got a sole that you can stick your fingernail in, it's going to turn into a ski out there. It's too damn soft. It's going to smear. It's going to smush into the snow, and you're going to lose all of your lug pattern, your lug penetration. So, Carol, I might need you to remind me. I get on these tangents because I'm so passionate about this, and I want you to try and understand. Yeah, I'm going to endorse Catula because I know it works. But there are other brands, but you've got to look for a design that has a metal frame that wraps up along the sides of your feet. Sticking a little frame underneath your feet doesn't mean it's going to stay there. On a side slope, it's the side slopes that'll kill you. Going straight up is no big deal. You toe in and you climb the slope, or going straight down, you just heel plunge like a Nazi goose step. We'll get into all that junk somewhere along the line. But it's whether you're traversing in an ascent or a descent, that's where people fall. And so having a frame that wraps up along the side of your boot, and a good strong boot that's tall enough so that, God, how do I do this? You need to be able to leverage your boot. So if your boot upper is here and you've got this 90-degree angle, and say you're on a hillside like this, so I'm edging in with my shoe here, my upper is the thing that I can throw my knees into, and I can further get that edge to dig in. That's going to save your ass out there. And then you're going to probably realize, okay, yeah, I got some areas where I'm going through that are too shady, they're too cold, and the snow is too hard for just the boots. So I think it's time I better put my crampons on. And then you drop your pack and do that. And then you'll be happy for it. Yes, you can wear your crampons on rock. It's another question I get. Can I walk across the granite field to get to the snow on the other side? Sure you can. I do it all the time. But do realize that it's a byproduct of the strength and thickness of that steel or aluminum. Remember, aluminum is going to wear down. So over the course of your month on snow and rock, you may not have the sharpness of the penetration that you did in the beginning of May, by the end of May. But you know, I don't buy into the aluminum. I buy into what works. So mine are steel. Katula makes the KTS, I think, in a steel variety, and that works.